First SpaceX crewed mission set to complete on August 2. CanIndia News. Ultra-black deep-sea fish have skin that can absorb 99.9% of light, BBC Focus magazine. When comet Neowise will be visible in the UK this month, and how to see it, iNews. NASA organises the broadcast of the countdown and launch of the Perseverance rover, phone mantra. UK asks Japan for Huawei alternatives in 5G networks, Nikkei, investing.com. Major breakthrough for physics and engineering, preserving integrity of sound waves, SciTech Daily. SpaceX launch, how to watch launch of South Korean military satellite Monday, CNET. The Moon might have formed a little later than originally believed, Universe Today. James Webb Space Telescope launch pushed back to October 2021. The Jakarta Post, Jakarta Post. Penticton pub owner tells tourists to go home, Vancouver.